Purpose Talk, where testimony meets transformation. Episode 5. What if you're the one holding you back? Welcome to Purpose Talk. I'm your host, Chesney, founder of Purpose. Here we have honest conversations about faith, healing, relationships, recovery, purpose, and the real life struggles that shape who we become. Because everyone has a story, and every story has the potential to be a testimony. So, let's talk. Can I ask you a question? What if the biggest thing standing between you and the life God has for you isn't your past, isn't your childhood, isn't your finances, isn't your job, isn't your family? What if it's you? Now, before you get defensive, hear me out. I'm not saying bad things haven't happened to you. Some of you have survived things no one could ever have gone through. Trauma is real. Abuse is real. Loss is real. Injustice is real. This isn't about pretending those things don't matter. They do. But there comes a point in every healing journey where we have to ask a hard question. Am I still waiting for someone else to change before I change? Sometimes we blame the door when God has already handed us the key. Sometimes we pray for breakthrough while holding on to the very habits keeping us stuck. We ask God for peace, but refuse to forgive. We ask God for direction, but ignore the last thing He told us to do. We ask God to change our lives while resisting the change He's trying to make in us. Can I give you a picture? Imagine sitting in a parked car, the engine running, the GPS is set, the destination is entered, but the parking brake is still on. Then you look at God and say, why aren't I moving? Sometimes we're asking God to do what He has already equipped us to do. Take the brake off, forgive, apply for the job, go to counseling, join the recovery group, open the Bible, make the phone call, set the boundary, take the first step. Faith isn't just about believing God can move. Sometimes faith is moving because God already spoke. One of my favorite stories in the Bible is about Moses. God called him to lead his people. And what was Moses' first response? I'm not good enough. I can't speak well. Send someone else. Have you ever noticed how often we do the same thing? I'll start when I'm more confident. I'll serve when I know more. I'll forgive when they apologize. I'll change when life gets better. If Moses had waited until he felt completely ready, he would have missed what God was inviting him into. Can I be honest? Fear doesn't always sound like fear. Sometimes fear sounds responsible. I'm just waiting for the right time. I'm just being careful. I'm just thinking it through. Now, sometimes waiting is wise, but sometimes we've been calling it wisdom when it's really fear. Only you and God know the difference. Here's another hard truth. Comfort can become a prison, not because it's bad, but because it whispers, stay where it's familiar. Even if familiar is hurting you, even if familiar is keeping you from growing, growth almost always asks us to leave something behind. Old habits, old mindsets, old labels, sometimes even old versions of ourselves. So how do we know if we're holding ourselves back? Ask yourself these questions. Have I been making excuses? Am I ignoring something God has been asking me to do? Am I blaming everyone else for decisions that are actually mine? Have I become comfortable staying the same? Am I waiting for motivation instead of choosing obedience? Those questions aren't meant to shame you. They're meant to free you, because the moment you're honest is the moment real change can begin. Here's the good news. If you've been holding yourself back, you're not trapped. You can choose differently today because you're suddenly stronger. Because God is walking with you. His grace isn't just there to forgive your past, it's there to empower you in your next step. You don't have to fix your whole life today. Just take one faithful step, then another, then another. That's how transformation happens. Before we go, I just want you to sit with one more question. If fear, pride, comfort, or excuses were no longer in the way, what would be your next step of obedience? What would that look like? Don't overthink it. You probably already know. Now ask God to encourage you to take it. Thank you for joining me on Purpose Talk. If today's conversation challenged you, encouraged you, or made you think differently, share it with someone who might need this reminder. Remember, healing is possible. Growth is intentional, and purpose is revealed when we align our spirit, soul, and body with God. Until next time, keep healing, keep growing, keep becoming who God created you to be, and stay purposed.